Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
What's going on? What's going on? What's good in the hood? This is Rap Delites. I'm your host, Bats. This is Miss Smith. That's Toski. And we're going to be bringing you all that hip-hop dope for this week. You know what I mean? I know y'all caught the other episodes. Thanks for watching. We very greatly appreciate it. We're going to get into some topics today. First topic today, where we're going to get into what everybody is checking out new or whatever like that. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to. So what you checking out new, Ty?
I'm listening to R.J. Payne.
R.J. Payne.
R.J. Payne's been on the scene for some years now. He's actually from Brooklyn, and he's kind of like spent a lot of time raised up here in Philly.
Okay.
So he like cut his teeth as a battle MC here in Philly, and we know quite a few of those battle MCs. Mm-hmm. So recently, and what an interesting thing, his latest project is called "If Cocaine Could Talk." This is the fourth volume of the If Cocaine Could Talk series, and it's butter. If anybody's looking for straight, real, true hip hop for the heads,
he ain't want to say it. He ain't want to fucking say it.
If anybody is looking for that real, true hip hop for the heads, this is for you. And R.J. Payne is just doing his due diligence to keep hip hop just true and blue. For those who are looking for somebody, he's a bright and shining star for us who are looking for that flavor. And one interesting thing I must add.
You sent me the drawing about him. Yeah.
The thing is, they don't stream their music. The production is Educated Ignorance Music Group. That's their team, and indeed, and Chrissy Mag over there was she was with my homegirl from EIMG was telling me they don't stream their music, they distribute and control their own music through their own website. I thought it was very ballsy, very courageous, and it just shows and prove that what you can do, and with technology and the know-how.
Yeah, that's the wave right there. You know, you get all your own money right there.
I suggest everybody check it out. My favorite joint on this.
Is this a complete album?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got OC on here.
Okay.
Yeah. And my favorite joint on there is the Nino Brown Theory.
And what's the brother's website so people can go out there and
rjpayne.com.
rjpayne.com. That's
check them out.
rjr.j.payne. Right?
Yes, sir.
I got it right here. Yeah.
Check it out, niece.
Yeah,
you would
good.
love it for the heads.
For the heads, the hip hop heads.
The Nino Brown one.
The true heads.
No, that joint is heat, yo.
Yeah, that sounds like it's definitely representing for more than just Carter.
Mumbleism.
Any straight hooks, punchlines, MC, a clever type MC that if you're looking for that flavor, that's what you want.
Okay.
How many tracks on this?
On this one, I believe it's 9 or 10.
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So it comes off real fast, so and it's like you spin it right back again.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, niece? What you checking out?
Nothing new for me. I'm still banging that 21
Savage.
Yep.
You know something? The crazy thing is, I listened. Before the show, I checked out the 21 Savage joint. I just glazed through. But then, after we did the show, because we did the show was at a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it just came out that morning, so I really didn't get a chance to chew on it or whatever like that.
So it's still new music. So
yeah. But I did the same thing probably what you did is really listen to it. And it's good.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna fuck with a 21 Savage album, but he had some joints on the outside of a lot and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I'm trying to really determine, is it really good? I think it's really good. I hope I'm not just kind of more partial to it because of his legal issues and everything that he's been going through. I'm feeling a little bit partial because of that. But no, to me, it's really a good album. I like it.
It worked for him.
Yeah.
What he's doing, it worked. It ain't R.J. Payne.
No,
it ain't that. He ain't probably never gonna be that.
Right.
And you know what I think about it? When I'm at work, I can put it on. and I can get by. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's time for me. It's like time and place. Like I said, I don't hate new music. I'm not necessarily checking for it, but I can get by it while I'm doing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, I'd agree. And what are you listening to, Mr. Bats?
I was checking out yesterday. I was out and about, whatever like that, and I was checking out the new Papoose John. Papoose Underrated.
You was telling me about that.
The new Papoose Underrated, and Papoose is Papoose. You know what I mean? Papoose is Papoose. Papoose is going to give you what Papoose gives you. And I fuck with. Listen.
How many joints does Remy got on there?
Remy, I think Remy is on one joint.
Just one, okay.
Yeah, I think Remy. Because he wasn't going to pepper with her. That's drawn.
You know.
That's drawn. You usually have your
love
girl.
Is love.
Nah, but you don't want to have your girl on your solo project all crazy or whatever like that. But he got some hot joints on here, but it's like super lyrical. Like Papoose is one of them dudes that's like into like super lyrical.
I'm gonna say he's a super lyricist.
It's like
Rakim,
G-Rap,
It's not even that. It's like
is it no hooks? Like what?
I mean, it's you don't even hear the hooks because he just rap. Like he just rap. Like he got this one joint called Numerical Slaughter, where he just a dude just be shouting out like saying numbers like one, and then he just keep using one, like and it's like no jams on here. Right. Like you don't jam. This ain't the shit you jam to. Yeah. This is just straight up nigga just rapping over beats.
So what do you do to it?
I just put in the earphones and walk.
Yeah.
And walk. That's all you can. That's all you can do.
That should get you wherever you need to go,
right? It's called Numerical Slaughter. It's a joint produced by Premier.
Primo?
Yeah. DJ
Oh,
Premier.
word?
Yeah. Oh, so he got joints on here and he's spitting knowledge on these joints. You know what I mean? And it's dope.
So he's saying it's for me.
Yeah, it's for the heads.
It's for the heads.
Well, that's what Papoose. That's what he's on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He ain't Remy. He got a wife to do that other stuff, to do the collabs with Joe and all that kind of stuff like that. So she can do that while he can keep his foot in the dirt. You know what I mean? So he's spitting knowledge on the joint. He got joints on here. And if you into that hip hop, I don't want to go as far as say underground.
Yeah, he's not underground. I don't think he's underground.
Well, he's not underground because he's on that fucking show. Yeah. If he wasn't on that show with his wife, we
made.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, but Papoose joint is definitely those. So that's what I'm talking about. Papoose, underrated. If you're into some lyrical type shit, you know what I mean, check it out. You know what I mean, Papoose. You know what I mean. We're gonna cut to a break. We're gonna be right back with some more Rap Delites. You know what I mean?
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Welcome back to Rap Delites, home of the true hip hop podcast. You know what I mean? Got my lovely host over here, Miss Smith.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Listen, man, we all know Toski's the eye candy here. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. All right. So we talked about what we listening to new. We're going to get into we talked about in the last episode. We talked about the Grammys, and Cardi B just won Grammy for best hip hop album of the year.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Toski?
I gotta be honest. I'm kind of indifferent about it. You know,
okay.
The thing I was telling my cousin asked me on the book, what do I think of Cardi B? And I said, she riding a wave. Mm-hmm. She not an MC. She not even a rapper. She's a pop star. It's a difference. So it would behoove someone with her stature for her to get as much notoriety as she had to not put an album out. Mm-hmm. Everybody's doing it. Yeah. So I'm not mad at that. She's not a rapper. She's not an MC. It's not even about that. It's, I put her in a proper context, in a proper place. She is a pop star.
And an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
A very much an entertainer. Mm-hmm. And I dig her. I mean, I dig her position. I dig her grit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I dig all that real shit. Mm-hmm. I don't get into like, she can't rhyme.
Yeah. That's
right.
We know that already.
Right. Like, I don't, it's like
it's not.
It's like pissing in the wind.
Yeah, we know that already.
Right.
So, but I as an entertainer, She got this Pepsi commercial.
Oh yeah. With Steve Carell.
I like that
With
one,
Steve
yeah.
Carell. Yeah. Because she got
Yeah.
two of them. The one that played during the Super Bowl, and then it's the one where she gets more screen time.
Right.
You know
She
what I
don't
mean?
even say nothing, but she look gorgeous.
Yeah, she looked gorgeous. Just like that Bizarre cover.
The
That
whole
she did,
spread was hot.
Yeah. So, Niece, how you feel?
I think we talked about this. I think it was well deserved. Like I said, you can't knock the hustle. Like, she came, you know, she saw, she conquered.
She
like,
supposed to.
She did what she did with the attention and the time and effort and the money, whatever was given to her. You know, she spun it. You know, she came out on top. Like I like my hands are like.
She supposed to. You
Yeah,
could record an album on your fucking phone.
Definitely. Yeah.
She's supposed to.
And like she said, like, you know, it was unfortunate. Well, you know, I want to get your stance first. What do you feel about it?
Well, you remember when we did the show, I thought the album was going to win.
Yeah.
I knew the album was going to win. I mean, and even though, and people like that watch the show and listen know that I said that my favorite album last year was Pusha T Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite. That was my personal favorite
Yeah.
album. That's what I loved. You know what I mean? But I understood the bigger picture, and I knew motherfuckers was gonna love that Cardi album because it was produced so well.
It was.
Like they just polished the shit. Like that shit was just, she had hits on top of hits on top of hits.
Like, it really,
like shit was just flowing off of that fucking album, and it was just like, people, she didn't rhyme, she didn't do this, and yeah, but the song did. You know what? Where's that joint at? Like when I heard Bodak Yellow, I was like, all right, this is cool. I thought it was just gonna be it for her.
Yeah.
But then once she started coming with other shit, I was like, damn, these joints. I couldn't front.
Yeah.
You when a jam come on and you in a car and it come on, you can't get mad.
Yeah.
You can't get mad.
I feel like she broke all mainstream criteria. Like she, like Pusha T, of course, that's one of my favorite as well. But it wasn't mainstream enough. I don't think the masses were really checking for Pusha T like that. Cardi came, like you said, she hit, you know, rap heads, rap charts. She hit the pop charts. You know what I mean? Like everybody, you know, her authenticity. Everybody just kind of fell in love with who is Cardi B.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
You know what I fell in like
Iron's hot.
when I heard I Like It. I heard I Like It on the radio.
Yeah.
And I heard it, and I was like, this is her little, you know what I mean? Because I remember the song, the original John, they used to play it in the bodegas and shit like that, in the poppy stores. You know what I mean? But when I heard the song, I'm like, okay, she did I Like It, and she sampled it. I'm like, that's cool, that's dope. But the thing that sold it for me, I don't know if y'all follow Diddy on Instagram.
I do.
I follow Diddy on Instagram, and he did a video, right? Shout out to Diddy. He did a video, right? He did a video, and he's like in a robe, like just got showered or whatever like that.
And he's dancing to it. I saw that.
And he was dancing to it. And you know, when you see somebody grooving, when I listen to it, it's one thing. But when you see somebody else in the spirit of it, you be like, damn, that's the shit right there. Because he was doing this little, you know what I mean? He was dancing. And you know Puff dance. You know, he danced. So I'm like, that's it.
So he co-signed it.
He co-signed it for me. It was like, damn, that's it. That's a jam right there. I feel that. Even though I already felt it, that was just something to solidify it. Like, damn, that's dope as shit right there.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Cardi B, you know what I mean? Getting a Grammy, you know what I mean?
How do you feel about all the backlash that she was getting? Remember, she just had to come out recently and shut down her Instagram.
Fuck
because
those people. Those people was
was
going to get bashed down.
I wish she didn't even respond.
Yeah, she didn't even respond.
My feeling was like, you don't even need to respond.
Live that moment, man.
Don't let them pull or take that energy. Like, you just, you know what I mean? You made headlines day after for a whole nother separate, reason. Like, you should have just...
It
is what it is.
Listen,
you know what
she could have been one of the best MCs and got that and still would have got shit.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Like, motherfuckers are going to get mad. There's always going to be somebody on the side that's mad or whatever the case may be. But I enjoyed the album. And I understood why she got it or whatever like that. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Cardi B.
Shout out to Cardi.
Cardi B.
I didn't tune in.
Yeah.
If you wonder.
To the Grammys?
To the Grammys.
I didn't watch.
Yeah, it was a spectacle.
It was a spectacle. She had a good performance, though.
She did.
She did have a good performance.
I remember my son. I'm like, Jaden, come upstairs and watch. Come on, Cardi. Then I see legs open. I'm like,
yeah.
What was the outfit she was rocking?
Keep yourself downstairs.
That little flower thing.
The
that was the red carpet outfit. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah. That was some designer. A couple years ago, actually, it was one of his hottest pieces. I forgot the designer's name, but they just kind of like took that out. Yeah. It's a couture piece, and I think she killed it. I heard myself. A lot of people weren't checking for it, but if you're not into couture,
that was that type
fashion,
of vibe.
yeah,
Like, go ahead
exactly,
and do that. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's where you do it. You know what I
Especially
mean?
some designer done threw you some fly shit.
Exactly.
I mean, rock
exactly.
that shit.
And again, she killed it. So.
Speaking of designers, what y'all feel about this Gucci boycott?
Ooh.
Burning the Gucci.
I guess if niggas can stick to it.
Where do I begin? It ain't even about niggas sticking to it.
So how do you feel about it, Ty? Because I mean, did you see what they were boycotting it for? You saw the sweater and everything like that.
Yeah, mock neck, you know, with the
lips on it.
There was a blackface thing.
Yeah, I got that. I mean, little by little, slowly by surely, everything the truth will come out, and it's shocking. I mean, it's not shocking for some of us, but it's shocking to many people in the world that somewhere someone believed that that's art.
Yeah.
Somebody believed that, you know, this gonna be fly. Wait till they see this shit.
Yeah.
Or they really don't give a fuck, and they really blatantly, you know, thumb in their nose and show how they feel about niggas.
Or a combination of the two.
I don't think it's an or. I think it's a combination of the two. I think it's both.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's both.
Yeah, I mean, I when the whole thing came, I mean, I'm not gonna jump you. You know what I mean?
No, go. Yeah.
When the whole thing came out with when T.I., because T.I. was the one that like spearheaded the whole thing, and I think Soulja Boy had mentioned it or whatever like that, and they came out and
Russ
they talk about
Simmons,
Russ Simmons.
yeah,
but I mean, see, for me personally, I don't own no Gucci. I don't plan on buying any Gucci.
nah.
So my boycott is a non-boycott because
It's easy.
it's easy for me to fucking boycott Gucci because I don't own any of it. And for guys like Russell Simmons and T.I. and Soulja Boy to boycott, if you're gonna boycott Gucci, none of that old 3-month shit. I need to see Tipper Gore level of boycott. Remember when Tipper Gore was going up against the record companies about people with the profanity and stuff like that? She was out there with bulldozers, with trucks full of CDs, rolling over the fucking CDs and stuff like that. I need to see T.I. in his fucking lawn burning his Gucci.
See, that's the thing. When you get like,
you know what I mean?
a typical, when you get a typical white woman, in at home, and they're able to write letters and organize, they can get the machine behind them.
Yeah.
What level of organization is Russ and T.I.? How they gonna mobilize these people?
Yeah.
To say this is what we
and they
gotta
gotta
do.
mobilize the rich. Because the rich black people that buy that stuff.
That's not. That's completely incorrect.
What?
The rich black people buy it, but the majority of black people that are buying it are people that are in our neighborhoods, in our hoods, spending their hard-earned money from week to week, check to check, running out to go and get that.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is they don't have a voice.
They don't have a voice.
So
right.
it's up to the people like the T.I.s and stuff like that to cause the ripple.
Right.
To
Right.
trickle down to them.
Right.
But they got to take a definitive stance. It's something that's shocking. You know what I mean?
I think they took a definitive stance. However, you have to understand our people. You got to start somewhere. So if you say 3 months, that's kind of starting somewhere. You know what I mean? Like.
And it was other brands under
Balenciaga and all that kind of stuff.
You have to start somewhere. Like for us, and it's unfortunate, but the commitment sometimes is more so downplayed by us because we hear forever, and it's like shocking. I can't do that. You know what I mean? Black people need. What's so messed up in this entire Gucci situation is that for me, I feel like. We don't need to buy or wear this shit. No. But for some reason, black people feel like they need validation. Like, if I wear Gucci, I am going to, you know what I mean? Like, and it's unfortunate. And those are the same people that will completely ignore anything that's going on, any of the racism that they see, or make excuses for it and say, well, let's start with our black on black crime in our neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
This goes right back, not the country.
Yeah,
this goes right back to the Starbucks thing. There are people writing Starbucks. Yeah. The H&M thing. See how people writing H&M? Yep. They don't mean nothing. Oh, it wasn't a big deal. It's
Right.
Never, and it's always a big deal.
That's why I was saying you need something shocking. And I don't mean the act that made the boycott happen. You need something, the retort to be shocking. Like I said with the whole Tipper Gore thing. Like when she pulled up, like she could have just said, "We're not going to."
You need a spectacle.
You need a spectacle.
You need a circus,
and you need a spectacle from individuals that are able to get those.
Where Al at?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the Al Sharpton at?
So if you got T.I., like for instance, when Jay-Z started wearing button-up shirts and stopped wearing jerseys or whatever like that, he just made a statement and did it. Or stopped doing audio tunes. He just made a statement and did it, and he did something that was like, remember on The Streets Is Watching movie. The movie, The Streets Is Watching.
I got that cassette.
Yeah, I got the VHS.
Don't judge me.
Remember on there was a Streets Is Watching video that they did, and they went inside the sneaker store, right? And they went inside the sneaker store. It was Dame and Jay inside the sneaker store, and they looking at the sneakers and the boys. So yeah, I got Timbs, I got this, I got that. We got Hush Puppies, and Dame and Jay said Hush Puppies, and that ended Hush Puppies.
Yes.
That ended it.
Yes.
That ended it.
Yes.
It wasn't we're gonna boycott Hush Puppies.
Right.
You ain't have
that
to.
was the end of it.
Them niggas ended it.
That was the same tip that, remember that,
These rappers, and this again which we spoke about on last episode about every artist, no matter what medium of expression, that medium of art that you express yourself in, you have a direct responsibility to speak to the condition of your community, to speak for your people who do not have a voice. This harkens right to that. These rappers, these mumble rappers, or whoever they are, whatever they are, whatever they
mumble rappers
they need
and
to
non-mumble
step
rappers
the fuck up
alike.
because they got the hearts and the minds of black youth in this country, and they won't move unless these are entertainers say something and do something. This is a moment.
And you gotta say something and you gotta do something. So if you're gonna do that, like I said, you say, all right, T.I., because T.I., you hear the new John where he dissed Floyd. He got a new song where he dissed
T.I.,
Floyd.
these dudes old head, he didn't speak. Get your young boys together.
Yeah. So if you're doing that, like you,
I think T.I. is mobilizing. Like I think we had this off camera that I have been very. It's been very good for me to see the transformation of T.I. from this dope boy to this activist, you know what I mean, so to speak. Like he's really engaged in the community. He's really trying to bring awareness to certain issues, and for me it's very what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it's inspiring. Thank you. For me, it's very inspiring to see.
Yeah. But like I said, I think that the youth, the young boys, they need to see something.
Yeah.
They don't need to hear
something.
Joke. They need a joke. So he got a song, "Fuck Nigga," that's dissing Floyd Mayweather.
And
about
I
Floyd
love it.
And I'm like, all right, you do a video for it. I mean, like I said, you gotta go on some typical courses. You gotta burn your Gucci shit and burn that shit up. Burn it the fuck up.
Right.
That's making a statement.
Right.
That's just like when Jay-Z said the money to your ear. That's that type of vibe. Like, okay, because when young boys hear it, they say, oh, that's cool and all, but you still got Gucci at home.
Yeah.
They know you got Gucci at home.
They
need to see you saying.
Or how about this? Buy Gucci stock, get on the board, and change shit.
That or do both.
You can.
a national or global mobilization, but outside of people to march outside of youth to march outside of Gucci shops all throughout the country and or the globe everywhere, and not sit in, but that could be their version of a sit-in by burning their Gucci clothes or whatever, their bags and shit outside of these. Get arrested.
Here's my thing. I'm tired of the apologies from these
because
these
that don't mean
anything.
That don't mean
nothing.
My
thing is, it's upsetting to know that you don't have not one black staffer in these meetings calling. You know what I mean? Calling.
Say that's not gonna work.
Exactly. You have nobody to say.
Bro. That shit right
all
there.
All the way up the chain, all the way up. Like that just doesn't work for me.
That went right by.
It doesn't work for me.
That's the bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. We not only do you have to boycott, not only do you have to have something that's jovinizing and shocking enough to make people want to boycott.
Yeah.
You also got to have a purpose for the boycott. You need to be getting something out of them. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the whole Tipper Gore thing, she got those fucking. When you look at a record, and I know a lot of y'all don't know who the fuck Tipper Gore is, but Tipper Gore, when you look at a record cover or whatever, when you look at a record cover, I don't know if you can get this in there, Sam, When you look at a record cover and you see that little parental advisory sign, that's because of her. Prior to her, every record was just plain. Every record that you just buy, she got that sign on there.
Right.
She got that fucking sign on there. She made the record companies bow down to white mothers in America. You know what I mean? And unless we doing that kind of action, I don't want to hear anything these dudes is talking about. Y'all got to be ready to make these motherfuckers bow down. And the only way it's going to do it is hitting them in the pockets. You know what I mean? Hitting them in the pockets. And the only way these young boys got to see it, they got to say like, oh, damn, T.I. burnt this fucking whole fucking wardrobe with Gucci.
But when you hear rappers and you hear people,
other than that, it's just lip profession.
When you hear these people and they're wavering, like I listened to the Breakfast Club the other day, and the kid Casanova was on there, and he's like disheartened at the fact that he has to like put up his Gucci, like, yo, I got so much of it. My girl got so much of it. Like, when it like that angers me.
That's what I'm talking. And that's the shit that I'm talking about.
See, that's the first one.
Yeah, that's
so when
the shit that I'm talking about.
you see that they're out here wavering, this is the same thing that's making our black youth and everyone that's following them like
so indecisive, got no direction, rudderless.
Exactly.
And that thing, and that's
Exactly.
as a footnote, statistically in this country. This is nothing new. The numbers are in regards to inflation are different from each time. But statistically, our people, black people, spend $1.7 trillion annually in this country. That's every year, $1.7 trillion. In the line of most richest country, we would be I believe the 7th or 9th richest country.
If the black people was looked like
with the accumulation of that wealth that comes into our hands and goes out.
Oh yeah.
And this is from the poppy stores, Korean stores,
everything
that are in our communities to siphon out what little wealth that we have and take it out of our community.
Yo, what did Trigger Mike say? What did Killer Mike say? What did he say?
That's the television. The show is called Trigger.
I'm talking fast. What did he say? How long does the black dollar stay in our community?
Right.
Like an hour.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
In today, out in an hour.
Listen.
That's unbelievable to me. It's unimaginable.
I can believe it because I see it every day. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
We're
it's
like
wild.
running to these stores.
We're customers.
Yeah. You're only a customer when you're standing in the presence of hustlers.
Something back in the day that said, this happened with various companies. Now Gucci is showing it. But with these things, they're saying it was Tommy Hill was supposed to have said he don't make his clothes for black people.
And that was turned out to be false.
Timberland was supposed to have said that make these boots for black people.
Yeah.
This is my point. That's absurd. Why would you not produce a product for people who have no economic education that are going to get money and throw it away?
Yo.
Why would you say that you don't make a product for people who do this? That's good business.
Yo, we're going to cut to a little break. We're going to come right back with more of this Rap Delites. You know what I mean?
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
We are back with more Rap Delites. This is Bats. This is Miss Smith. This is Toski.
Mr. Ice.
Mr. Ice.
What does that stand for? Go
Because
ahead.
I'm cold.
Really? That's what we going with? God, you could have set that up so well.
Ice cold.
So well.
We were talking about the
Missed
Gucci boycott, and we're gonna go into what is the responsibility of rappers as role models. You know what I mean? Because I mean, they have the ears and the eyes of the youth,
Right.
and they're very influential.
Right.
But when you hear them ask this question, most of them shoot it down. I'm not a role model. I'm not here to raise your kids. You here to raise your kids.
Yes,
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, I mean, so what's your stance on it, Toski?
Like it or not, you are a role model. You don't have to post up and say, I'm here to guide or your children to either way or either side or the fork in the road. If you got a microphone or you got a platform, anything, you are a role model by default. People will follow you. They will hear your voice. It's like a chime in the wind. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. So, with that message, what is heard, it will spark people to move. If it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, people will get up and move. If it's right, people will get up and move. You don't have to say, "I'm your role model."
Yeah.
So it is their responsibility to be aware of the shit they say and the shit that they do. And this goes back throughout time.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Miss Smith?
By definition, a person looked to by others as an example to be imitated is a role model. So it doesn't matter if you are looked at in a way of positivity or in negativity. Right. You are a role model. So if they're looking at you for whatever the reason, whatever you're spilling, whatever you're spitting, you are a role model. I don't necessarily think that they need to be positive, because about 78% of them are not. And I would rather my child look to somebody, else, maybe like a historical figure, someone that's done.
But I believe that's by design.
Good, you know what I mean? But as far as like a rapper, especially these young rappers that are coming out, they're still finding themselves.
That's by design.
They're still out here getting in trouble. I mean, they're just doing things still that they still need to look to somebody as role models. They themselves can't be a role model in a positive. It's always
been that way.
In a positive way.
I mean,
and that's what I'm. Yeah,
it's the times, and it's basically the previous generation and how the previous generation sets up and guides their offspring.
Right.
We dropped the ball. We did, and we allowed other people or other entities or other levels of technology to raise our children.
Yeah.
So now it's to the point where the law, the children backed by the law, basically, you can't tell them that they don't know.
Yeah.
You can't they tell them that it's something that they're wrong. This society is ultra entitled.
Right.
And children are being enabled to a point where they taking your parents, your ability to parent them away. And it's aided and embedded by an unseen hand. And I believe that's the government.
Let's take Future, for example, right? Future is a 35-year-old man. Future is old enough to know.
Kids.
With children. Future is old enough to know that you sitting and spitting raps, talking about going in hard on Percocet.
He a bloodsucker.
Syrup. But yet, you done denounced all of that yourself, and then scared to come out to your public, to your fans, to say, I've done this. Like, that's a problem for me.
Because he's a bloodsucker, and he needs to be called on it.
But you are a grown man.
Future, you a bloodsucker.
Okay.
my thing is.
But you get what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Don't front.
They're definitely role models.
Yeah.
I mean, kids are looking at them, they're watching them. But I mean, I was a single father of a young girl, and these little, you see some of these young girls out there, and they act wild or whatever like that. They do what they do, whatever like that. And my thing was always to be so truthful with my daughter.
Yeah.
Just so, almost embarrassingly truthful.
Yeah.
With her. So no matter, I'm a father. I'm automatically a role model.
Yeah.
I'm a flawed man. You know what I mean? That's automatic. Like, everybody got flaws. You got flaws. You got flaws. Everybody got flaws.
Speak
So
for yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, so when my daughter would listen to, she was big into Nicki.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was big into Nicki or whatever like that. And I wasn't running in her bedroom tearing down Nicki Minaj posters and stuff like that. What the fuck kind of type of time is that? That's some bullshit. But I put it in her mind so she could understand that these are entertainers, and you can see what they do, and you can and listen to the songs. Right. But those people have their own issues.
Yep.
They have their own problems. They have they're humans just like you. So you can look at them and you can say, okay, that's dope. The song is dope. The person is cool, but just like she's cool today, something could happen and she could not be cool. You can't take that and take that and digest it. I grew up listening to NWA. I grew up listening to all kinds of like like people that like Onyx and gun stuff
Yeah.
and robbing people. I run up on you, or like I never ran up on nobody with a gun in my life. I never sold drugs in my life. I listened to the records and I jammed to them hard. You know what I mean? But it was never something that sucked me into the point because I had those talks with my mom, with my uncles. I had those talks with them because no matter how many role models, whether it's rappers, basketball players, football players, the first people that you encounter are your parents. And they have to plant the seed in your head to let you know what's real and what's not real.
Right.
You know what I mean? It starts at home. You have to plant those seeds. If you plant those seeds early and let your kids know this is what's going on, like them niggas is like that's cool, you listen to it.
Yeah.
But don't take that stuff and run with it. The problem is it's so many black kids that don't have nobody giving them lessons.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. A lot of these kids are getting raised by Future and Lil Wayne mixtapes.
That's right.
And it's sad.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because it's not, I don't blame Future, I don't blame Lil Wayne because they are part of the same system.
Right.
Lil Wayne didn't have nobody teaching him those lessons. Future didn't have nobody teaching him them lessons. These guys, it's a thing that's been going on. It's a snowball effect, and it's rolling down to these kids. These guys are, Lil Wayne, Future are victims too. You know what I mean? And it's coming out in their music. You know what I mean?
Teach these kids a lesson.
I don't know if I'll take it that far. But I agree with you.
Just because they're making money doesn't make them any less of victims. You know, they're victims of the same thing that happened to these kids.
Society.
The society. They're systemic.
And I understand that. Listen, my mother never had these conversations with me. The most my mother would go into is say something around the lines of, I hope you know your goddamn schoolwork like you know them lyrics. You know what I mean? That's all I would hear. But for me, I have a son. I have a teenage son. We listen to this music together. I make sure that I tell him and that we have conversations like, you know, if we listen to a song and the guy talk about Pop and Perk, you know, 6ix9ine or, you know, the other kid, it's like, you know, you do know that this is just a rap. You know what I mean? You do understand. And, you know, we're having conversations like that. You know what I mean? Do you even know what this is? Like, you know, tell
they don't even know what it is.
And that's big for me. Yeah. When my son is rapping along to something, it is important for me to know that you know what you're rapping to. Yeah. Because you need to understand, damn, maybe I need to not say that, or maybe I need to find something else to say. Or,
I can honestly say, I
understand.
remember growing up and listening to stuff like NWA and Too Short or Two Live Crew.
Yeah.
I didn't get it until like adulthood. Like you were rapping and stuff like that. Me so horny. You know, like, it sounded good, but you didn't get it. You didn't get it.
Right.
You didn't get it until you was an adult, and you're like, oh, me so horny. Oh,
but it was catchy.
Yeah, I get it now. You wanted sex.
Right.
It reminds me of one of Cardi's rants. You know, it's some time ago, and you know she went off on the gram, whatever.
As
you know,
per usual.
Basically saying that you know, seeing a role model, you know, she shouldn't be a role model. You know, when
and that's a cop out.
And but the point in what I dug was she was basically saying that her role model were her parents. So that plays both sides. I believe what you're saying, that her role models were her parents. She wanted to be like her mom. That's admirable. But it's still, like you said, it's kind of a cop out to not take responsibility.
You gotta take responsibility because every time you're on Instagram and you start from 10 followers to 100 followers to 10,000 followers to 1,000,000 followers, and you know those are little girls on there. You know what I mean? You know that. Don't act like you don't know. But you taking that, you taking those likes and you taking that stardom. You got to take some responsibility for you. That don't mean you got to be a saint. You know what I mean? But don't dismiss it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, don't dismiss it.
You don't see anybody getting on Instagram and saying, if you're 18 and under,
step off. Don't follow me no more. Don't follow me.
No,
that's
not happening.
Yeah.
You know the majority of your followers are possibly 18 years and younger. Yeah. You have a responsibility to, you know what I mean? Do I think that they will just, you know what I mean? No, I don't think that, like I said, the vast majority of rappers want to be put in that position. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of them don't
that's
want
what you
that.
Get into it for.
A lot of them don't want that. But
I mean, that's
listen,
what you get
into it is what it is. It's almost like being a celebrity. You gotta know what comes with that. You know what I mean? What comes with stardom? What comes with fame?
It's a task.
Yeah.
To but I guess they want people to be upright.
I always thought it was entertainment.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. You gotta take. It's entertainment,
It is.
but at the same time,
hip hop so much serious.
but at the same time, you know, what I mean, you still got somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching you and looking at you what you do. Especially nowadays with the social media and stuff like that. When we were growing up, once the record went off, we didn't know what the fuck they was doing. You know what I mean? Now you know everything
that they're doing. Exactly.
Like I've seen Rihanna naked.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I've seen Rihanna naked. I never saw Patti LaBelle naked. You know what I mean?
I remember having this conversation with somebody recently.
No
like,
salt and pepper.
I could
I
not
never saw
imagine
Salt and Pepper naked.
being old enough
It'd
to
been
really
nice to.
fully understand what Whitney and Bobby were going through.
Yeah.
Like, having had social media showing me their every move, like
that'd have been a
how
whole different
drugged
monster.
out and crazy
That'd
they
have been a
were, it
whole
would have been
monster.
something completely different. I don't know if I would have really looked at Whitney
You
the
wouldn't
same.
have. You wouldn't have.
Because she's my idol.
Yeah. But,
But,
we didn't get
it's the
that.
same.
We didn't
Exactly,
get that. But now
exactly.
they're getting that. So you got that. You bear responsibility.
That's right.
We're gonna cut to a little break. Be right back with more of this Rap Delites, hip hop, hardcore hip hop, real shit, real discussion, hip hop commentary at its finest. You know what I mean?
Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Ready, Sammy?
But
Ready, Sammy?
2, 1.
Rap Delights is back. We're going to get into the artist of the week. The artist of this week is DJ Kool Herc. Born in 1955, DJ Kool Herc was a Jamaican-American DJ who was credited helping originate hip-hop music in the Bronx, New York City, in the 70s through his park parties and everything, parties in the park. Known as one of the founding fathers of hip-hop, spinning records was an alternative to the gang culture and also an alternative to disco music that was very popular in the 70s. You know what I mean? So we're going to run over here to my brother Ty Ski and he's going to give us some of this Kool Herc dope. You know what I mean?
See, I definitely want to, because Herc is known as the father of hip hop, the godfather of hip hop, or whatever, whatever father.
Yeah, whatever father, dog father.
He
whatever.
definitely, and I believe it is my belief that hip hop, the root of hip hop is the break. What is a break? Herc in the which is the subsequent invention of hip hop was every record has a break.
Yeah.
Every
and
record.
Explain what the break. The break is basically the cutoff point. Maybe the drums, the horns
breakdown,
drop out
when the lyrics drop out, and it's just an instrumental portion of every record. Some records have 2 breaks.
Yeah.
So any good DJ worth their mustard, and Herc was definitely one. Was his keen observation of crowd reaction. He realized that he got the biggest reaction from the people in his parties when that break
Came drop.
Now, another thing I want to make a footnote that, the use of 2 turntables was not, nothing new. That wasn't, that was borrowed from the disco scene.
Yeah, that was borrowed from the disco
which was big in New York City.
Yeah,
Studio
absolutely.
54, etc.
That's interesting.
So,
Andy Warhol.
when he what Herc realized in his observation, and he got the biggest reaction when the record broke. So he figured, what he originally called it, the merry-go-round, that from the 2 turntables, he can rock that break going from table to table.
And extend it.
Elongating this break. And thus, that was the birth of hip-hop. Structurally.
Yeah.
Now, when I say hip-hop, as a culture, there were things that precipitated these events. That why the parties, why the park parties, these hip hop, is a manifestation. It was manifested from the conditions that was going on, and not only just in the Bronx but other surrounding boroughs. That basically put into motion the reason to rally and have these park parties. Have these from one project would go to another project and it would just jam out, and then it bubbled from there. I also want to give a footnote to that is nothing new under the sun. Kool Herc got notoriety for what he did for his parties, but he was not the first to do parties.
Yeah,
there were other DJs.
Yeah, other DJs doing parties.
I want to give a major note to Grandmaster Flowers, who was the original Grandmaster, and he was basically the one that other DJs wanted to become.
Okay.
So it's not a slight to Herc. You say, I want my parties to be better than his.
Yeah.
And subsequently, a phenomenon was born from that.
Yeah.
And this phenomenon, which we know is hip hop.
Because he wasn't doing the whole thing with the break.
Well, he was doing it. No, he wasn't. That was Herc.
That was Herc. Yeah.
Everybody had their thing.
And
Herc,
that was her thing, and
right,
her thing
exactly
spun into hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
And subsequently things, Kool Herc and the Herculoids, and his team, and his crew. His first MC was Kool Herc. These things started coming along, gradually. So it wasn't just it jumped out a rapper with a microphone and a DJ. The DJ is the foundation of hip hop.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it was all about the DJ back
Yeah,
then.
right. It was all about the party.
It
There ain't no party without the DJ.
And the party, I mean, didn't Brooklyn? Right.
And Grandmaster Flowers was from Brooklyn. He wasn't from the Bronx.
Right, and that's why Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, they all had legitimate beef with one another. Literally, basically, who is the founding fathers? Where did this originally start? They literally had
they always had beef prior to that because you always had the gang culture.
Right.
And nobody in this phenomenon and this reason to rally with these parties was born from out of the gang culture, which was passing. This reason I want to give if anyone has never seen the film documentary Rebel Kings,
that's a good one.
I suggest this documentary because it basically tells to a major degree the reason why hip hop came about. Nobody sat around and said, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
They sat around and said, we're going to throw parties. And then subsequently things happen. And thus we have hip hop. And then this thing called evolution. People come along, people add their flavor to it, and things just evolve. Things develop, and now it's all over the fucking world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was always not surprised. I always wondered why Herc never went into records like everybody else. Africa Bam, all that. Like Herc never went into the record making business. You know what I mean? I always wonder why he never did that. And I'm sure he had his reasons. You know what I mean?
I'd like to know those reasons.
I would love to know those reasons. So, if Herc, you watching the show, we'd love to bend your ear about that or whatever like that, because I always wondered that.
And what I mean? It's a thing where I found it's a lot of footage and a lot of videos on YouTube with people basically discounting what other people are saying. No, he wasn't the first was over here. And that's fine. This is not a pissing contest for me to say, I wasn't there.
Right.
I got here in 1974.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the legitimate beef. Because Bronx is saying that they put it on the map first. Brooklyn is saying it. Queens is saying it. So we'll never really know.
And that's the pride of men and women. You don't want to be written out of history.
Right.
You want your people to know your contribution.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I consider hip hop as a manifestation. It definitely is a culture, a culture, and it is an art form. But it is a definite manifestation that things happen from out of the environment, a womb that basically created the reasons for the why we do what we do.
Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out to Kool Herc. You know what I mean? All right. That's the end of the show. Like to thank y'all for all coming out.
Yeah.
Love you. God bless you. Good night.
Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Let's go get some 40s.
Yeah,
No,
go get some
let's
40s.
not.
Yeah, a nice ice cold.
No.
Woo, you can what?
Look at this. You know what? Y'all need this. That still should be rolling. Okay, let's really get to the bottom of it. Who are the old heads? 40s. Where y'all from?
Listen,
South Central LA?
you ain't an old head until you start wearing like high top shells.
Yo, I ain't gonna. Yo,
Shit, if they gonna sell.
I was at Fresh Grocer. I was like, I want a 40. I get no Ing Bing. I got a PBR.
You got a PBR.
I have never had a 40 a day in my life.
Really? You probably couldn't finish one though.
I don't want to finish one.
Couldn't finish one.
Put it in the
That
glass.
should turn
Light in the
the
ass.
insides all up.
Light in the ass.
I don't want to put it
Pour
in the
it in the
You don't
glass.
have to drink that.
I don't
You
want
can
it.
get a private stock.
You can
40
drink
is black crack. I don't want it.
Nah. You get a private
You
stock.
can drink PBR.
You get a private stock.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Or you can get a
Or Natty Ice.
not Natty. What's the
Peer
other?
pressure is a
Colt
mother.
45. Colt
45.
45.
I'm not doing it.
Colt
They
45.
are not.
Colt 45.
Listen to me.
Quality better.
Are we
Listen
still
to me.
rolling here?
One time in my life, and it was the worst experience.
Listen to
of my
me.
life.
They are not ever
Quality
going to
beverage.
peer pressure me into drinking anything like that,
That's
right?
the worst experience.
Just drink Budweiser.
Bud.
They come in a 40.
Yeah, Bud coming to 40.
Yeah, wait, let me think. No.
Miller Lite.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.